Anywhere and everywhere, folks. Welcome to Dome, the number one freestyle comedy podcast in the world. I'm the white guy.
I'm the black guy.
And the brown guy is sick.
He's been sucking dick, folks.
Bro, strep throat.
Strep throat.
You know what's crazy about strep throat and Dave is he's probably had strep throat like...
this isn't the first.
No, he used to get it once a year. Like when we first started hanging out, I swear at least once a year he would get strep throat, and it was the most bizarre thing ever because it always around winter too.
Okay.
And granted, he was smoking more marijuana at the time as well as other stuff that could affect your throat. Mm-hmm. And when we first moved to California, he got a really bad case of strep throat, and if I'm not mistaken, they removed his tonsils because of it. Okay. I know that the offer was on the table because they were like, listen, if we get rid of the tonsils, that's really the main thing that's causing you all this pain. Yeah. Because your tonsils get inflamed or whatever. Mm-hmm. If we get rid of the tonsils, the strep throat is not even that big of a deal anymore. And I think they got rid of his tonsils, which is crazy.
Still got it.
It's crazy that you don't need your tonsils. That like you could just get rid of them.
Yeah. Like, what are they for? I've never really. The
only time I've ever used my own tonsils is to make myself puke in a time of need. I'll just go there and diggle, whatever that is. It's called like uvula.
Yeah, the uvula. Not only know that from watching Monster House.
Bro, it's a girl house.
It's a girl.
It's so. I was about to bring up Monster House because that was the first time I was like, wait a second. It's vulva, but he's an idiot. He's a dumb kid. Yeah, that was very funny.
That was so great.
But, so it's a girl house.
It's a girl house.
An adult joke.
Right.
You know that was written by the same guy that wrote Rick and Morty?
Yep. Yes, sir.
It's kind of interesting. I haven't seen Monster House in forever. It's probably due a rewatch. I remember at the time actually not liking it that much. I remember thinking it was a fun watch because I was a kid and it was a fun watch, but there's a part of me that thinks that maybe it's a more elevated children's movie. Mm-hmm. So, and I was a dumb kid, so I wasn't really resonating with all the smart stuff in this Dan Harmon written damn movie. Yeah, what the hell? It's a movie. I'm watching Monster House. I don't know who is in it. Don't know any of the voice actors. Yo, can I mention?
Got a monster house. I'm in a monster house. Yeah, found out it's a girl monster house. Got that thing dangling and dingling in the house. Yeah, I'm about to run out quiet like a mouse.
Monster House chilling right now. Yeah, I hope this house ain't killing me. Wow, I remember that scene. No ambulance sirens, that is a bad thing.
I like when the house started acting up. Nobody was ever around to see the action, but the little kids did, and even kids went missing, and they found all the toys and the things.
Yeah, it's like a thing. Monsters, they can dance and sing. I mean, houses, yo, it's Pixar, man. It's not Pixar, but that would be, because Pixar loves just, you take an inanimate object and you make it talk or whatever.
Yeah. I remember they used to spam that movie on Cartoon Network a lot. It was a frequent rewatch on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I grew up without cable, so the movies I almost never caught any children's movies on TV. Mm-hmm. There were a few times, like at a hotel, whenever we would go to a hotel, they always had cable or whatever, and I think I watched like Brink at a hotel.
Hell yeah. That movie got me into rollerblading.
I think it's crazy that there used to be so many theatrical releases of the movies based on kids shows, and it was like kind of a big deal. Like I remember when the Wild Thornberrys movie hit theaters, and I was like, I am there. I gotta watch that movie in theaters, and I checked that shit out in theaters. There were 2 Rugrats movies that made the first Rugrats movie, and then they made Rugrats in Paris. Yeah, and I saw both of those in theaters.
Me too.
And now it's just like it's like a gimmick now to make a movie of the cartoon. There's like 10 SpongeBob movies now, and I don't give a fuck about any of them. I don't know.
The first one had David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, the first one is great.
The best one.
It's also, I've watched it as an adult and been like, you know what, that still holds up. It's a good movie, and I haven't seen any of the subsequent films. I think the shift into 3D animation was a bad move, in my opinion. I don't know.
I agree.
It's that's like Jimmy Neutron. That made sense. That was
perfect.
And that was good for what it was.
Right.
Good 3D animation. Even when they shifted into a TV show, I watched that TV show and I enjoyed it. Technically shittier animation than the movie.
Yeah, quite dumbed down. Yeah, but I feel like it was from the movie to being a whole television series. It was worth. It was, how can I say? It was good for what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then even the crossover with the Fairly Odd Parents was pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, I think I was already checked out at that point. And I think I had like satellite TV at that point. So I had the option to watch the crossover, but didn't really care. Yeah, they never made an in theaters Fairly Odd Parents movie.
No,
which they probably could have. If they were really in their bag, they could have made there were a couple of events. Fairly Odd Parents was a show that they didn't shy away from having a to be continued at the end of the episode. Not often, but it happened every now and then. I'm trying to think of another like cartoon movie that was a big deal.
Scooby-Doo. But it wasn't. It was.
I mean, the live action one was a huge deal, and that was like, I had already seen Matthew Lillard in a bunch of things at that point because I'd seen him in Hackers.
Okay.
And I'd seen him in one other thing, and then he is just Shaggy now. Like he's like a beloved guy. Like he goes to Scooby-Doo events. And
he's a great actor.
He goes to Scooby-Doo events and signs autographs and does the voice shit. He be getting on his knees and being like, hey, could you please, I'll sign this for you. Bring
me some Scooby snacks and I'll eat that and relax with you while I sign the autograph t-shirt that you came and wanted me to sign, dude.
That first movie, it had Outkast on the soundtrack. That's so goddamn not whack. And Sugar Ray was in the movie too. What a time capsule, man. What you gonna do?
Yo, and the Mystery Man, yeah, with my man Shaggy. And we probably smoking, yeah. Now we got the munchies. It's me, him, and Scooby about to eat these munchies.
I totally forgot the Shaggy was in that movie acting badly. If I'm not mistaken, he was taken by the monster entity. I'm thinking
when I first saw Scooby-Doo and I was like, hey, it's you from that movie Scream, and then you
Scream. Yeah, that was the other one I think I had seen him in. Which he did great in Scream too. That's an iconic role. And you know what's? I don't know if you're online, so maybe you've seen this. You might not give a shit. I didn't really give a shit either. But Tarantino was going in on a couple of fools a few weeks ago on some. I think it was like a Rolling Stone article. Mm-hmm. He's naming his top 10 movies, but he feels the need to throw a little jab at Paul Dano, who's a great actor, and he also throws a jab at Matthew Lillard for some reason.
Really?
And
because I heard about the list, I didn't know Matthew Lillard was on there.
Yeah, well, I can't. I need to find.
Let's pull it up. Yeah,
the actual quote, what he talks about. I bet if you just Google search Tarantino Matthew Lillard, and Lillard is spelled Lilliard, like Lilliard, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna see if I can find it faster. I'm just gonna type in Lilliard. I spelled it wrong. My bad. I gotta see the actual quote. They're just bringing it because he responded to it, and all I'm seeing is what. Okay, there we go. Okay, technically, all he said is he doesn't care for Matthew Lillard. That's not too bad. It's not too much of an indictment. But in response, Matthew Lillard was like, yeah, it sucks when one of the greatest writer directors says he doesn't care for your acting. But I know right now, like, I'm the most popular person. He said this at like an event that he was he was surrounded by his fans, and like
he was like on a panel or something.
Yeah, and that's how he responded to it. And he's like, I know that I'm like one of the most loved people in the room right now, and I can feel that, and that's really what matters to me, kind of thing, which made sense. And then afterwards, I saw some clip of him signing an autograph for a little girl who was like crying because she was too nervous to meet Shaggy, and he was over there just like, no, it's okay, and doing the voice too and whatnot.
Hey, that's tight.
And I was like, damn, dude, Matthew Lillard is a G, and fuck Tarantino. I love Tarantino. He can do no wrong.
Fuck you for saying he's all right. No, this dude's great, dude.
Yeah, that was a miss. Although I haven't seen the new Five Nights at Freddy's, I did like the other one.
I haven't seen the other one.
The first one isn't bad. Granted, I watched it with my nephew who loves the game. So
I've played the game, it's okay. So there's nothing scary about the if you're a person that gets in your head about jump scares and things happening, like there's a lot of jump scares.
I can't handle the jump scares because it's not like it's the jump scares I think are cheap. I don't even like jump scares in movies because it's like what are we doing here? This seems like you're forcing me to be scared right now, and this isn't organic.
Yeah, I look forward to the jump scare because it's like mentally I'm like, all right, and then if you're playing with headphones on, it gets quiet, and so now you're like, okay, something's gonna happen.
I remember one of the first jump scares that really resonated with me as a kid. I'm sure you've seen this movie, the first Hulk film with Eric Bana.
Okay, yeah.
It was also one of the first superhero movies. Really, this was like right after like Spider-Man 2 or something. And I'm like, damn, we got a Hulk movie. It's the one with the mutant dogs, which were sick. I fuck with the Eric Bana Hulk movie. It's good.
It was good.
But there's a scene where he's like having a dream and he's looking in the mirror at himself and he's like freaking out. And then all of a sudden the Hulk smashes through the mirror and like grabs him by the throat.
Yeah.
And that scared the shit out of me in the theater. And I remember, like, it scared me so much that the second time I watched it, I was at a friend's house and they bought the DVD or whatever, and I'm watching it and it's at that scene and I'm like, I'm not gonna get scared. I'm not gonna get scared. I'm not gonna get scared because I know what's happening, and it still fucking freaks me out too. I was like anticipating it, and the anticipation didn't help me at all. Eric Bana scared the hell out of me, y'all. It was like, yo, the Hulk, he's so mean and green, and he bust through the screen and he made me pee.
He made me pee just a little bit. Now I gotta go home and change my pants into some considerate, cause I don't wanna smell like urine, cause I was out here fearing.
I'm stinking up the movie theater right now, cause I peed in my pants and I peed on the ground and I peed everywhere. And this movie theater, they don't care. They're just gonna leave it for the next audience to share.
Yeah, I was scared. Yeah, I was there with my friends, and there was a girl with long hair. Now she is looking at me strangely, cause I just peed.
And I pissed in that hair that was long. Yeah, I pissed in my bong, then I smoked that piss out of that shit ball.
Man. Yeah, I want to say, and it's very mild, but the signs.
Yep. When he walks
past it, that
1,000,000%. That got me too.
Freaking got me, and I was just like, oh shit.
And a big thing of that was a PG-13 movie,
right?
Because there wasn't any gore or swearing, so they were able. So I'm in a theater watching a horror film for adults, technically, and that scene did but you know what it is? They're also playing on the whole found footage shit.
That too.
That scene was a found footage scene within Signs,
right?
And found footage is always a little bit scarier, depending on how well it's executed, of course.
And then that was like prime time to do it because this is before they ran with the whole found footage type films, and this is like a prime clip in the movie where it's just like you're actually gonna see a full-bodied apparition of what's going on.
Well, found footage films used to be better because they were done so intentionally, and nowadays I feel like a lot of found footage films are shot as found footage films because of how much cheaper it is to shoot a horror film as a found footage film.
Yeah, because you can do a lot of just one takes and run away with it, especially if you're doing shaky cam. Is like, you don't necessarily have to cut too much out because it's like, okay.
Yeah, I wish we had another Blair Witch project, because I wasn't even alive to experience the whole mania surrounding the Blair Witch, where people thought it was real briefly or whatever the fuck, because they also had like a fake website for it and all this lore that they inserted around. And if I'm not mistaken, there was like a billboard that like implied that these people were missing or something.
Yeah, they went crazy with it, dude. Like,
so yeah, and it would be impossible to do that nowadays. Right. I think to convince someone that a found footage film is real, like you would have to really. I don't know. Like, there's just the internet just makes that impossible.
Yeah,
I think
nowadays
there was briefly. Maybe you saw this on Twitter, and I hope we haven't already talked about it on the pod. But that dude William Banks, I want to say, he's on Twitter, and he pretended to be arrested. Yes. And in jail.
Yes, I remember.
And he also like staged a breakout, and for briefly, I did actually think that he was in jail and had a phone and was filming himself. Yeah. But then it slowly but surely was like, this is all too funny. This is too funny. It seems written. And I came to the conclusion based on his past, because he's also a comedian. So I'm like,
him and his girlfriend, this is fake. Dude, like,
yeah. Okay, so we have talked about this. And now he's doing, he's like pretending to be stuck on an island. Which is not immediately. I'm like, yeah, this is fake,
right?
But I imagine people who had never encountered him before might think it's real. The problem is the internet. Everyone in the comments is like, oh, he's doing another fake thing. Yeah. So it's just there's no like that's a thing that you can only do once, which is a bummer.
Exactly.
Unless you hire new people. If you can be behind the scenes and have new faces, but you also have to have someone who has a following in order for it to even reach anyone.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the Eric Andre conundrum, because like the Eric Andre show had to end because at a certain point it's like all the guests are going to be in on the bit, which is sometimes fun. Sometimes it's fun when the guests are in on the bit, but I also love you remember the Lauren Compton episode? Like he eats his own vomit in front of her, and she's like, "We can't air this." And it's like, you already signed the shit off.
Yeah.
So like moments like that are so special, and obviously William Banks can't do another thing like that unless he's behind the scenes. It's the same thing with that Channel 5 dude, Andrew Callahan. He has to hire a bunch of mans, and one of them is wearing a balaclava when he interviews dude. Yo, I'm awesome.
Yo, he said a balaclava. I didn't even know what is that. I don't even bother. I was just saying weird hat, something that I couldn't wear. That's a fact. Yeah, tell me something about that.
You probably know it as a Shiesty mask, but balaclava is the name that's a fact. And if you were skiing in the Alps and stuff, you put that shit on so you wouldn't freeze up.
Oh, so it's something that the Hawaiians wear that they don't even know the history of. Damn, my culture is fucked up, man. Goddamn.
Balaclava, I'm in some lava, hot. What you know about that? Got my Shiesty on, mask down. Yo, I'm about to rob a crown. Yeah, about to do it down. Yeah, I'm about to ooh ow.
Got my balaclava, got my big llama, and I'm about to shoot the.
Yeah, I should have rhymed balaclava with baklava.
Ooh. Baklava.
It really doesn't. It doesn't bounce that well, to be honest.
Baklava.
Wearing a balaclava, eating baklava. Yeah, it doesn't really work.
Chilling, spitting like a llama with your mama.
The llama. How come that's a term for guns? Where did that come from?
I don't know, man.
Is it because the llama's head kind of looks like a gun? If you were to look at a silhouette of a llama,
I think, okay.
Like the extendo clip of a gun. On the hand, like it kind of makes it look like a llama, maybe.
No, so I think what it is, and for all our hood people that are tapping into the pod, just correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'm not that black. I because I believe the AK-47, which I feel like is the gun they use for the term llama, but the AK-47 doesn't have an accurate shot, so it kind of just like spit fires randomly, and llamas spit. So I think
that feels like an educated response. Like you might have looked this up before, because that does sound.
Like when it comes to rap music, that's the only way I'm like educated on a lot of things.
Oh wait, hold on. It sounds like llama might actually be a brand name.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Oh, then I am wrong.
What you said makes complete sense though. The llamas do spit, and
Right.
the guns also be spitting.
Right.
Spitting like a llama. Llama firearms, officially known as Llama Gabilondo y Ciasa.
Oh shit.
It was a Spanish arms company founded in 1904. Okay. Let's see what the Google AI says. Guns are called Llama because it was the brand name of a Spanish firearms company. Llama Gambia, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, wow.
Founded in 1904, which made affordable copies and variations of famous designs like the Colt 19. Okay, so Llama is like a cheap gun. It's an imitation gun, sort of.
It's guns that black people can afford.
Oh, but you know what?
The EBT of guns.
It's also pronounced llama, apparently.
Llama.
Which means fire in Spanish.
Okay.
That could be, although that makes me, is llama, I thought fuego was fire.
Fuego. Well, this might be like Italian Spanish.
Oh, yeah, the Italian Spanish,
Yeah,
that famous dialect that we
Yeah.
both know about for sure and,
Yeah.
and aren't talking out of our asses about. Llama. What? There's no, okay, I got to look up llama Spanish. I know Yamaha.
Yamaha. Yoshino, yeah.
No, they're not even giving me Yama. They're auto correcting to Yamaha, and I know that's not Spanish.
Yamaha guns.
Yo, this is a thing. Okay, so I just looked up Yama Spanish, and there's no results that say that it's fire. Oh, I'm spelling it wrong. I was spelling it the way it's pronounced. I'm a dumbass. I was looking at the phonetic. It's spelled like llama. It's the Spanish word is llama and it means fire and it's spelled like llama.
Okay, so llama in Spanish. Like that.
Well, no. I think you need to reverse it. Hit that little reversal button.
There we go.
No. Well, whatever, dude. Who gives a fuck? Llamas are whack. I don't know if you've ever seen a llama. They are kind of cool.
They are kind of cool, actually.
There's a mountain range near Pasadena that I went to hike around, and there's just a random llama farm up at the top of this mountain. So there must be a reason they're up there.
Is it like a small, like, because I think that's where I went to go see them.
Okay, I wouldn't be surprised. I was hanging out doing mushrooms and I had to drive up the mountain. It was too soon that I took the shrooms because I started coming up as I was driving up and I was like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Seen a llama on the roadside, and as I drove by I was like, hey guys, let's pull over and take a pic. But the llama, oh my gosh, did it just spit?
This llama spitting, I'ma spit on this motherfucking beat. Yeah, that's how it is, and I'm tripping G. I'm driving on a mountain looking down. There ain't no guardrails. If I drive off, then I fail.
This llama has spit on my brand new shirt, and I'm about to have to llama hurt. First time I seen a llama on TV, I was watching Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh my God, that's right. There's a llama farm there. Napoleon Dynamite. Vote for Pedro.
Vote for Pedro. Yeah, that was funny. He was out there feeding his llama. Eat your food.
Tina, get some
Freaking food.
Tina the llama, man. I remember the first time I watched that movie, I thought it sucked ass. But then I matured in my comedy appreciation.
Dude.
And now I'm like, you know what? That movie's pretty good. And now I've come full circle and I'm like, actually, that movie's just whatever.
The first time I watched it, we had a substitute teacher in high school, and just put it on the projector screen, and we just watched probably like the first, like, how long were classes back then?
I swear they were like 45 minutes.
Yeah, about 45 minutes, right? Okay, sounds about it. They seemed like an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, It's because when you're a kid, when you're not having, it's funny because when you're a kid, the fun times go by so fast, and the long times feel super long. And then when you're an adult, everything just goes by fast.
Go by super fast. I remember one day I felt like there was a day. It was like 2 days in a row where I think we had like an hour-long lunch because the teachers were having like a gathering in like the teachers lounge or whatever. It was like something big going on for the teachers, but like for 2 days back to back, I feel like lunch was just long as shit. And then it was weird to see because everybody didn't know what to do with their extra 30 minutes. It was like
there was when Napoleon Dynamite came out, this was a thing that my high school and elementary school did because it was a Christian religious school. Every time like a movie became a pop culture sensation or a TV show became a pop culture sensation, they would have someone explain to us like why we need to be wary of the sin that goes on in this show or movie or shit like that. The first one but not to change subjects, Napoleon Dynamite, we got a talking to about because everyone was quoting it. You know, it was like the most quoted movie of the year that year. Yes. And we got a talking to about it because I guess his grandma is like supposed to be a lesbian in the show. They never show her do anything lesbianic. It's heavily implied. She's going out to ride dirt bikes. She's got the haircut. Like it's super implied that his grandma is is it his grandma or is it his mom?
His grandma.
Yeah, it's his grandma.
Yeah.
And we got a talking to about that because it was like, listen, have your fun, watch the movie, but just so you know, there is sin in this movie. It's wrong to be gay and whatnot. And they did the same thing with SpongeBob SquarePants.
Really?
I don't know if you remember. I guess you probably weren't as deep in the religion as I was, but it was a thing in like the Christian culture that not only was the purple Teletubby gay. For some reason, I'm not sure why, but people say, because he had a purse. I think the purple Teletubby had a purse.
Well, I always thought that meant that they were a girl, because it was purple, and then I'm like, they have a purse. I'm like, okay.
Well, it's also they don't have genders, right? That was another thing. Like they're supposed to be televisions, if I'm not mistaken. They're like walking TVs. That's why they have the antennas and shit. But
and I've heard
they told us that the purple one was gay, and so Teletubbies is sinful. We were all way past Teletubbies at that point. Like I don't even know why we're talking about Teletubbies. And then on SpongeBob, apparently SpongeBob is gay, or what? And there's no actual evidence in the show that says that he's gay
because he's not as masculine as the other characters.
Yeah, he's super unmasculine. They do make like gay kind of jokes between him and Patrick, where they're.
I feel like that's just homies talking, like
like
guys. They just
a
make
million
funny
percent.
jokes.
Yes, it's the same. Like a big example is like the remember the episode where they have to fight each other?
Yeah,
and then they're like, there's a scene where they're like tearing off their pants or whatever, and they both have the same underwear, and then they like hug, and then they hold hands on the way out of the arena, and that was the number one like indictment that it was like, yo, this show's gay.
So I feel like that was their funny way of doing the whole like in the Rocky film when they did the little masculine like little like I feel like that was them making fun of that.
I 1,000,000% agree. I mean, like they're sea creatures. I don't think that they like have a sexual orientation per se.
Right.
The only people on the whole show that are established as straight is Mr. Krabs because he ate some big whale pussy one day and he had pearl. You know he's not gay.
And I feel like Plankton gets a lot of fish coochie because he's a robot female assistant. Man, he already know he ain't getting none, he ain't missing.
Mr. Krabs and Plankton, they're the only straight man under Bikini Bottom. And he's a bottom. No, he's not because he's not gay. Yo, but SpongeBob, maybe.
Hey, maybe Mrs. Puff, maybe getting into stuff. Maybe Sandy Cheeks, be getting those cheeks. But who's to say or what to speak? I don't know, my G.
In my head, I thought that SpongeBob and Sandy would get something on, but obviously that is pretty wrong because one is a squirrel and one is a sponge. They're from different worlds.
I always thought maybe SpongeBob and Pearl, maybe.
They are. I thought Pearl was maybe like 16 or something, and SpongeBob is like 28. So maybe that wouldn't work.
That wouldn't work. I always like, and it's like thinking of like I never put ages in fact, like especially watching like that.
Well, no, at that point you're overthinking it.
Yeah, but being like, because this is crazy. Like, was there ever an implication of Pearl being in school? I just remember,
you know what? I would not be surprised.
Cheerleading stuff, but
so that does imply some sort of school setting. And I stopped watching pretty much. I think I maybe made it like I was still watching cartoons, maybe one additional SpongeBob season after the movie. Okay. So I feel like I stopped watching SpongeBob in like 2008. So there might have been. There's probably additional lore that we have no idea about.
Nah, I've watched a hand. I stopped watching it after like the animation changed. And they kind of like rebooted it a little bit. That's when I stopped watching it because I feel like they were trying to dial into the younger audience, and plus the humor got watered down a little bit.
Well, you know what it was, and this was something that I noticed even as a younger dude. They changed the entire writing staff after the movie. Like the writing staff, there was no plans for the show to be as long as it was, kind of thing, and the writing staff wanted to move on to other shit,
right?
And they thought that the movie was kind of like that's the penultimate thing that you do with a show. Now the show's got this movie,
right?
And no, we're just supposed to go back to writing the show. So they actually like got rid of most of the writing staff for SpongeBob after the movie dropped, and I noticed it as a child. I was like, the show is not as good as it was.
It stopped getting as funny. Mm-hmm. There were some parts where I like. It started to decline.
Well, do you remember there was an episode that it was the best day ever episode.
The best
day ever. And I remember that being a thing where I was like, this is not as cool as any of the, because music was a big thing in SpongeBob, and all the songs were lit. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. And the best day ever shit, I was like, this seems like it's for babies. Like the show didn't used to be like this. We're getting deep into the criticism of SpongeBob right now. You know,
SpongeBob is like, bro. That's like I put SpongeBob in the top 5 things of or top 5 shows that are a staple of my childhood.
I was a big fan of Rocko's Modern Life. But by the time I had cable, that show was long gone.
When I started watching Rocko's Modern Life, and it was on Nickelodeon. I remember watching it on Nickelodeon. I started watching because there was like a weird lineup they had, but it was Rocko's Modern Life, and then it would go into Angry Beavers.
Yes, another good one.
Another great show, but it was like I would watch those back to back, and I started to love Angry Beavers more than Rocko's Modern Life, and I think it was because Angry Beavers was more of a up to speed modern one versus, but I loved Rocko's Modern Life.
Angry Beavers was like 15-minute segments, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had 15-minute episodes.
And I feel like Rocko
they would do Angry Beavers, and then it would switch to Cat Dog.
They also had 2 Stupid Dogs.
Oh my god!
I remember that one being kind of fun.
The most slept on shit. My mom hated that I watched that show. My mom, she's like, "Why are you? This is garbage. Why do you?" And I'm like, "This is hilarious. These 2 stupid dogs."
I can't even I just remember the name of the show. I could barely picture one of the dogs right now.
There was one that was like
pull up. Why don't you search? I want to see these dogs real quick.
A little baby brown one. He's like, I want to say he looks like a off-brand Scooby Doo. And
I know there's a big. I remember the big guy. Yeah. 2 Stupid Dogs. That's who's hosting the pod right now. Ruff, yo, oh bow wow. Now I'ma need a bone to pick with this beat. Yeah, yo, this beat is sick.
Yo, 2 Stupid Dogs. It's me and Alex. Yeah, we about to go ahead and piss on our mats and piss our owners off too. And we gon' do in your shoe. What you gon' do?
Dogs. I see one and I choke him. That's just how it is. I ain't joking. Oh my God, shout out that dude. I know he dead. I can't remember his name and I wish I could. Shit.
Shout out the Pops, John with the spoon. He was on Friday. He was gone too soon. Yeah, he was said cause he was a dog catching. He choked the dog.
John with the spoon. I love that dude. Shout out Grandpa. Out the docks of Boone. Yeah, I need that shit. Yo, I need some poon. Everything right before noon.
Yes, sir. 2 Stupid Dogs, yo. This is one of the greatest cartoons ever.
I don't know. Maybe there's a reason why I barely remember it.
I loved it. I loved the fuck out of this.
There's a part of me that thinks they're like when it's one of them. because they were both stupid, but didn't the little guy kind of think he was smart? Like,
yes,
that sort of
that's what
dynamic.
I loved. And like the bigger dog was more so he was slow, but he thought more. And I feel like the emphasis is like slow but steady. Like, you know,
they're kind of giving me Smiling Friends vibes, like a Pim and Charlie going on right now.
Dude, this is, like, one of my favorite episodes. There was an episode where they were following a can. They were just being dogs, and they were following a can, and they rolled into a grocery store. And so the grocery store had the automatic doors, and they were watching people walk in and out. And so, like, you know, the little sensor on the mat, and they couldn't figure out how to do it because they were trying to get the can. So they were trying to time it, and the door would just close. So when the door finally opened, the little dog goes in, but then he's like trapped inside, and he's like freaking out.
which is you know what's kind of crazy is I swear the sensor on the mat thing stopped. That was a thing for maybe a few years.
Yeah.
By the time I was going into grocery stores, the sensor was on top. And it would predict you coming in. Yeah. I don't think I've ever stepped on a mat and opened the door in my entire life. But I have seen it in cartoons a bunch of times, which is kind of strange.
Right.
Like dated references in these cartoons for sure.
Like the spinning door, like, you know, the whole iconic where they get trapped in it and all that stuff. It's like you don't really see revolving doors.
Yes.
You don't really see those anymore.
And that was another thing. I have experienced several revolving doors, and I enjoy them because it's kind of fun. But there's no way to actually get trapped in one.
I've gotten trapped in one.
So, well, there would have to be a thing that's unless if it's an automatic one, which I know those exist.
And that's when I got stuck in.
Okay, I feel like I have been in an automatic one before, but for the most part, the revolving doors I've been in are push operated,
right.
Which I could do. I could push a door all day,
yeah.
You know, especially if it's a revolving door. I could literally push it all day and never stop. I wonder what the world record is. How long could you push a revolving door before someone at the store is like, "Hey, man, you got to get out of here, dude."
Yeah.
Like, you've been pushing this revolving door for way too long.
You've been going in circles all day, man.
I know this isn't illegal.
Right.
Like, we can't call the police.
Right. I'm technically holding the door open for people.
You're right. Especially if you're courteous with it. You see someone coming and you like maybe slow down a bit so you time it perfectly.
Right.
Like, if you're not obstructing anyone,
right.
That would be a good social experiment. You go to a place that you know has a revolving door and you just
is that taking advantage of free will?
That's an interesting question, Terry. Oh, why do you even bring it up?
Because I watched a video of people taking advantage of free will. I wanted to do that social experiment. That sounds fun as fuck.
Because there's a part of me that thinks as long as you're not being a dick about it, like you are intentionally timing your rotations to allow people in. Like, I do feel like there is maybe a store policy in most department stores where if you've been in there a certain amount of time and you haven't like purchased something, they have the right to kick you out.
Like, hey, you've just been walking around, bro. What are you up to?
Yeah, so maybe that, but technically at the halfway point, you do sort of exit the building briefly. And you come. And what if you were like intentionally, once you reach the outside part, I guess you are still on the sidewalk of. I think that still counts as their property. That little sidewalk area in front of the.
No, I feel like because a sidewalk in front of any business.
No. I'm pretty sure if it's like a Walmart or something, like they own the parking lot too and whatnot.
Well, yeah, the parking lot. You're talking about like that initial walkway, like right there in front of the door.
I guess I'm trying to figure out how to circumvent the store policy that if you've been in the store for X amount of time and haven't bought anything, okay, you're on your phone making orders on the Walmart app while you're pushing it.
Okay.
And then so they're like, "Hey man, we have a policy. You got to go. You haven't bought anything." You would be like, "Actually, I have someone's preparing my order right now. I have an order for pickup."
I'm just getting my steps in. Yo, they preparing my order and I got my proof, dog. You can see my receipt on my phone and I'm getting my steps in, walking through this revolver door. Yeah, I'm gone.
I'm not even doing anything wrong. I'm helping out the patrons of this Walmart. Yeah, they start and stop. Yeah, they're going through the thing and I just help them walk. Oh wow.
Yo, it's like I'm Instacart in and the manager came up to me starting a little bit of riff-raff, and he was like, yo, my guy, you gotta leave. And I was like, yo, check my
receipt that I got on my phone, and you know I keep it ready because I planned this beforehand, because I know about the policies, yo, goddamn.
It's not the law that I'm breaking. I'm doing everything, everybody's not hating. It's just you, my dude, and why you being so rude? I'm about to eat my food.
Woo. Yeah, that would be okay. So that's a way to do it. You could also, if you were like married, you could have your wife actively purchasing things in there, and you're like, hey, my wife is in there. She's buying shit. I'm just waiting for her.
Just waiting. I'm here to pick up her items.
But then, I don't know, man. Like, you're also not allowed to like film in a place of business. So what even is the point of this if you can't make it content?
Meta glasses.
No, but that's still technically illegal.
It's like if they're prescription glasses?
No. It's the act of filming in a business is illegal. If it's not a public space, anywhere that you film, you have to get approval for it. It is a thing where you're not gonna get prosecuted. The worst they could ever do is like put a copyright claim on the video or something. Although part of me does think that if like you made a video in Walmart and you for some reason made like $1 million off that video and you filmed it illegally without Walmart's permission, they might have grounds to sue you for some of that money.
Yeah, they can. At that point, I'd be like, you guys want half? We can just let bygones
they would
be guys.
They would be like, no, we're coming for all of it and then some. Trust me, dog.
But like, you guys get this, I get this.
Do you ever watch body cam footage on YouTube?
I love it.
I saw one recently that was like a 15-year-old girl that burned down an entire craft aisle of Walmart.
Holy shit.
And it was just because she was just walking down the craft aisle looking at stuff, and then just out of nowhere pulls a lighter out of her purse. There's a fake plant or whatever, and lights the leaf of the plant, and I guess whatever they make those fake plants out of, this shit just went, and you could see it on the security camera, her being like, oh shit, oh fuck, I fucked up. And then like leaving the store or whatever. And there's a part in her brain where she thinks that she might have a little bit of an alibi if she actually films it a little bit and like pretends like she's helping people. Right. So in the video, there's a clip of her like from her cell phone being like, you guys, you got to run over here to get out of here, blah, blah, blah. And she brings that up multiple times with the cop. She's like, I have the video of me trying to help people, blah, blah, blah. That's why I didn't do it.
What the fuck?
And of course they already know. They've seen the her going like, oh, fuck, I did that kind of thing. Which, it's apparently it was like $6 million worth of damage or some shit like that. But like Walmart has insurance,
right?
So it wasn't like the parents were gonna have to pay $6 million or anything. Which, oh my god, I would probably disown my kid if they did some shit like that.
Like I'm giving my child up for slavery at that point.
Yeah. It's like, is there a way that when they turn 18, they could take on the debt and then we're done? That kind of thing.
Just have them. We'll give you everything that they own. They're your child now.
It was a pretty pathetic display from this young lady, but I can't judge her too much because obviously she's very young. But she was on some like, I have mental problems. I was like,
I hate when they plead
shit.
Mental illness.
Yeah,
dude,
like
that's such like shut the fuck up. You know what the fuck you were doing.
It's a thing where, yes, there is sort of a valid excuse to it, but when you're the one bringing it up, right, I can tell that you've grown accustomed to using it as an excuse. You can't arrest me, I got autism. I promise you, I don't know what I'm doing. I got no body autonomy because of the shit that's going in my brain, you see.
Yeah, I'm not smart, I'm stupid. I can't really think without someone's help or someone's permission. I don't even know what I'm saying, this man.
Can't think without someone's permission. That's the worst thing about having autism. I got no body autonomy. If you try to arrest me, I call mommy.
Yeah, my body just doing things and I can't even remember. Yeah, I've been doing things, I can't remember.
That was what she said. She said she did not remember it, but she was like, yeah, I definitely did it, but I don't remember it. I don't know what's up. And they were like, what the fuck? Yo, we're about to lock you up.
We gonna talk about the people that tell on themselves when they lying all the time.
She was denying it for so long too, but they already had the security camera.
Right.
That's another thing that I love about body camera footage, when they have the proof. They already know the person did it. Mm-hmm. They just the goal of the interrogation is to get them to admit it.
Right.
And they don't want to lead with the fact that they have the footage. They try and get them to admit it without that at first, and then eventually it gets broken down because they're just denying everything, deny, and then eventually they have to be like, oh, we literally have footage of you wearing the exact shirt you're wearing right now, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually they're like, yeah, shit. It's like, bro,
yo, no.
You're already in the interrogation room. Obviously, there's a reason you're there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Granted, I'm all about deny. Ask for a lawyer. Don't even say anything. Even if you're totally in the right, why do you want to help the cops out?
Exactly.
Just ask for a lawyer immediately. I know they're going to tell you that makes you look guilty. If you're not, if you're
guilty,
innocent, doesn't even matter. You ask for a lawyer, it doesn't even matter.
To comply with that, yeah.
You don't gotta talk to the cops at all. Remember those TikTok lawyers that were always like, shut the fuck up. That's what it is. Anyway, we're about to shut the fuck up and move on to the next episode. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know if this one's the main or the Patreon. We will decide. You know what? I should try and read the beats off. Let's see. This is okay. So since David isn't here and he's the guy who organizes the episode each week, finds the beats, I'm using the episode. I'm not even gonna say what episode it is, but I can find what beats are on that.
You guys go and watch all of our other episodes and figure out what beats we use.
Yes, that's a secret challenge. If you can figure out what episode I am recycling these beats from, then I will send you I will kiss you through the phone. I'm gonna kiss you through the phone. I'm gonna kiss you through the phone.
The Bamfomania giveaway is coming eventually. I'm not gonna say soon. Coming eventually.
Yeah, we need to get more merch, and I have a few lines on good merch deals, but I want it to be good merch. You know what I mean? And that's hard to do. A lot of people just do some drop shipping bullshit. Wax by Manuel, Spirits by Piper Beats, After Hours by Kyoto, As It Was by Yajic Beats, Dark Shank by Harold, Hey Ma by PRDZCH, produce Zach, I assume, Cowboy by Reese Beats, Playground by That Kid Goron, Ginger by Danny EB. Why don't you plug your shit?
Hey, y'all can find me at _HITERRY. And if you guys are gamers, if you guys enjoy watching video games, all that other stuff, I be on Twitch, twitch.tv/itsarcadeterry. Tap in, y'all.
Tap the fuck in. You know, if all else fails, maybe we have a line on Twitch's or Terry's Twitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
He's already put in the work. Maybe once a week we do the podcast on that channel or something.
Hey,
once we get some traction going. Sorry guys, I'm rambling. We're gonna switch episodes now, so who knows? Maybe this is the better episode. Maybe the other one's a better episode. Which one are we gonna choose as the Patreon? I don't know. It's a mystery. David's not here.
Who's a good boy?